PED Leadership Series, Tips to Effectively Manage Newly Remote Employees and to Maintain Engagement. Hi everyone, my name is Sylvia Sadowski, Strategic Business and Planning Advisor, and I'd like to welcome you all to our PED Leadership tutorial about how to effectively manage newly remote employees and how to maintain engagement on the team. With much of the workforce working in some sort of telecommuting capacity, it can be difficult for many managers to come to grips with how to adjust their management techniques to reflect these unprecedented times. You may feel like you have no control over the situation or find that gaining a trust level with a remote team can be a bit of a challenge. But it could be the way of the future of the workplace, and managers need to adapt to make the situation work for everyone involved. In this presentation, I will share 6 tips for managing and maintaining engagement with your newly remote employees. Number 1, set clear expectations. Everyone has a different idea of what doing something quickly or well means. Whether showing examples of what you expect to be done or sharing past practices, make sure you have clear expectations from those that you work with online. The more prepared they are, the better they can serve. Goals and objectives can be modified or changed as you discovered new insights about the projects, and it never hurts to set clear goals before starting a project. The goals you set should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. In other words, SMART goals. Number 2, treat remote as local. Treat your remote employees like they are local, and treat your local employees like they are remote. Try to give your remote employees as much access to you as possible. Remember, your local staff can see you in the halls, eat with you at lunch, or stop by your office. Your remote staff don't have that access and can feel distant. Lack of access to yourself, as well as lack of access to information, can cause confusion and anxiety. So make sure to follow up with your remote employees regularly through daily or weekly check-ins. Getting answers to what can seem like simple questions can feel like a large obstacle to a worker based at home. Number 3, trust your team. We're trusting that they're going to accomplish what we've agreed they should accomplish in the expectation stage. Make sure to stay focused on goals, not on the activity. It's important to manage expectations and stay focused on goals when embracing a remote workforce. Don't worry as much about what is being done. Instead, concentrate on what's being accomplished. If they are meeting their goals, then great. If not, you would need to look into the situation a little bit further to find the issue. It's all about accomplishment, not activity. For more information about trust, check out Marty's video on the importance of trust in leadership by clicking on the video below. Number 4, engage regularly. Engage your remote workers on a daily basis through some kind of communication. Use multiple channels to communicate. Then, plan a regularly scheduled meeting. This can be daily, weekly, or sometimes monthly. This constant interaction and engagement will help remote workers feel included in an important aspect of the organization. Provide several different communication technology options. Email alone is not sufficient. Remote workers benefit from having a richer technology, such as video conferencing. It gives participants many of the visual cues that they would have if they were having a face-to-face meeting. Number 5, schedule video-based conferencing. I think it's important, especially with virtual employees, to schedule time to look at one another when you're speaking. You can use WebEx to work with your teams as well as other clients. If we do not schedule time to talk with one another, silence becomes very loud and dangerous, as remote employees might end up wondering how they're doing. Video conferences instead of phone conferences work well as they encourage people to stay in working mode and off email or any other distractions. This brings us to our final tip, tip number 6, recognize effort. Remember that remote team members might often feel somewhat invisible or that their actions and efforts aren't getting noticed. Being generous with public praise and acknowledgement of remote employees helps make sure their work is recognized and is also a signal to other coworkers that they're pulling their weight. It's harder now that we're distant and we cannot leave a post-it note on someone's desk with a kudos or tell them personally by walking down the hall to their office to see them, but it only means that we have to look at new techniques to recognize staff to show that they've really made an impact. In the next slide, we've listed some ideas for remote recognition. Remote recognition ideas. A few remote recognition ideas that I particularly enjoy using in my teams are calling to personally say thank you, sending a public email to the whole team, and posting meaningful recognition on LinkedIn or other social media pages. Go ahead and give it a try. This completes our leadership tutorial. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you got some relevant ideas or takeaways that will help you continue to implement within your teams. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel under Strategic Initiatives, where you can view other leadership series videos. Thank you, and see you next time.